he'd have plenty of money, number one, because he'd know all the places to go to get it. He'd understand real estate, stock market investing, entrepreneurship, all these things, right? So the money's done. It's easy for him. One thing about having money is money is so powerful. Literally, when you get money, you can do whatever the hell you want. There's so many doors, so many things that are easy to. You're trying to get a woman and you a man and you got money. Oh, that's it's a piece of cake, right? So then you talk about taking care of his wife, loving his wife, right? You get along with your wife, she's your number one partner in life. She gave birth to your kids, so she's sacred, actually. I think that we should consider that. And so you get along with this sacred person that you carefully selected. You did your due diligence, and now you've built this family, and your goal is to keep this family together, where you're going to have to figure out how to get along with that person. Now you're a great dad also. So in between all the working that you're doing in order to make all this money and build this empire, you also realize I got to pour into the kids as an investment because they're the ones who are going to take over this empire when I'm done, or they're the ones who are going to really be responsible for my legacy. If my children hate me, it's hard for me to have a legacy because they're not going to remember me. They're going to, or if they do remember me, they're going to remember me in a way that is less than flattering. Like I don't, for example, I was my biological father's firstborn son. I hope he ain't depending on me to maintain his legacy because I don't know the Negro. I don't dislike him. I don't even know him enough to hate him. So if you need somebody to preserve your legacy, I hope he invested in other people that can do that for him because I'm not that guy. I was told that my father died and I saw the Facebook message and I just rolled over and went back to sleep. It didn't mean anything to me, and I hate saying it like that. It's terrible to say that, but if that which you don't pour into, there is no return on investment. When you don't plant a seed, there is no harvest. There is no so he and I just didn't know each other, right? There's so many other men out there like that. I saw Nick Cannon was doing an interview where he was saying something so interesting to me where he said, and this relates to investing. Nick Cannon's got like 10 billion kids, and he comes from a smart family, by the way. His father called me out of the blue, and I talked to his father for a long time. He did most of the talking. When people like that call me, I just listen. And but he was a smart man. And I was like, okay, so he comes from a smart family. Same thing with Will Smith. I talked to Will's brother for many hours, and they have a very smart family. I have a lot of respect for both of them in terms of intelligence. But Nick has all these kids everywhere, and Nick said something that was really interesting to me. He said, um, he said in the interview, "I want to raise my daughters to not date guys like me," or something like that. And I was like, "So you don't even want your daughters to date a guy like you?" That is so heavy because you do understand that in most psychology books, they will tell you that she's gonna want a man who's exactly like you. How many of y'all knew this? Did you know that this research that shows that you pretty much date your opposite sex parent? It's in your subconscious. So you can spend your whole life saying, I don't want nobody like my daddy. My daddy was a bum. But then you keep shocking yourself because you keep waking up with bums next to you your whole entire life. It's because subconsciously you can't override the subconscious. I'm sorry. But that subconscious is a sucker. And you don't even think about this. I didn't even know that it affected me until I was 50 years old, and I'm a college professor. I think for a living.